Welcome to another episode of the Around the 32 weekly recap show. This week we're going to highlight weeks 5 and 6 as the league is moving as fast as ever, and we have already begun week 7. I was supposed to do this a few nights ago, and unfortunately I wasn't able to, so we're doing it now. And we have a special show for you guys tonight. Um, and it's a little bit different. I'm not going by any script here. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. But it's a special show. It's something that we're gonna do things a little bit differently than we have done in the past. We're still gonna cover the scoreboards for 5 and 6. We have a featured game that I would like to spotlight. We have our very first top 5 clips. So thank you to those guys who submitted clips. We have another new faces, same places. Sort of. You'll see. And instead of doing interviews, we have our very first call in with guys from around the league who are going to call in, who want to have their voices heard, maybe ask a question, make a statement, whatever the case may be. And I cannot wait to hear what some of these calls are going to bring. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Week 5 brought us a lot of computer games and not very much in the user department. We have UCF, who has proven to be a strong leader up to week 5. Absolutely handling the game against Houston, and Reese doing what Reese does in week 5 against Colorado. Louisville remains strong, taking out NC State. Notre Dame for doing what he does. Florida State shockingly drops a computer game to Virginia, and I think that that's something that a lot of people may have missed just because they aren't really paying too much attention to the chat. Washington remaining strong, taking out Maryland. Ohio State putting a W together and giving Purdue a donut. LSU defeating the Powder Puff Girls. Indiana coming back strong, getting a computer win. Alabama, I don't remember if this is the old Alabama whose name shall not be named or if this is the new one. But a win nonetheless for Alabama. SMU, UCLA, Georgia, Florida, Michigan, and then you get to Virginia Tech, who dropped yet another computer game to Pittsburgh. At this point, you have to wonder if this guy's just letting his dog play, right? I mean, 17-3. Computer. I know we've had our computer struggles. Everybody here has. But what is that? Is that 4 now? I don't know. Yikes. Eastern Michigan gets a win. USC, Tennessee, Oregon, Penn State all remain strong. And then we move into week 6 where the picture looks, well, different. Look at that first game. Indiana. The loudest SOB in the league gets the loudest win of the season over one of the most humble giants that I've ever come across in Reese. Nobody expected this. What was he, like an 18-1 underdog? Unbelievable stuff, right? I think some of these losses that he has suffered over the past couple weeks has really lit a fire in him. And, man, I cannot wait to see where he goes after this. Because he's such a polarizing player. You never really know who you're going to get with him. He can be one of the greatest players in the league. But, man, one week he's going to put on a performance like this, and the next week he's going to drop one to Missouri State, you know? So it's always entertaining to watch, always entertaining to speak with him, and I really, really hope that he calls in on this episode. Next up, you have the Red River Rivalry with Texas and Oklahoma. Oklahoma is definitely coming onto the scene. Only losing by 10 there. Great performance, great game. Shout out to Oklahoma. And then Eddie dropping a game to Alabama, and with the old user, I don't know that he drops this one. So that says a lot about this new user taking over Alabama. Shout out to him, Eddie. Get your act together, man. UCF Oklahoma State. This is one that I was extremely pumped to watch. It was a great game. Fourth quarter was absolutely fireworks. I think it was like 7-7 going into the fourth. It was an unbelievable game to watch. Both of these guys, really, really talented users. I think this could potentially be one of those games that we see again, this season. Maybe championship caliber game for sure. And then, man, another big shocker from Florida State, dropping one to Louisville. I wanted to be able to interview Louisville. Timing didn't match up for either one of us, and I ended up getting a little busy. Couldn't do the interviews, and he couldn't make it anyway, which is why we settled on doing the call-in show. But this would have been the perfect thing to kind of feature him with an interview. I really need to get Sticks on here for one of these because he's kind of on a little bit of a skid. That's very non-Sticks like. And once again, another shocker, Virginia Tech. Goodness gracious, finally it's about time. The Hokie fan who is the bandwagon in every sport gets a W over a solid user against Cal. 35-34. There was a lot of really tight games against users in this one. A lot of upsets, a lot of kind of wow factor type games, right? This week gave you a little bit of everything, except for users losing against computers. You had one really somewhat tight game with Tennessee nearly losing to Arkansas. But other than that, I mean, look at those scores for computers. 7-0-2. LSU allowed 31, but you can't be perfect all across the board, right? And then you got 10, 14, 20, and 10. User defenses really stood tall in those computer games. You love to see it. If you've been rooting against the computer this season, and if you have been hoping the computer can help you out to keep you in playoff races and conference championship conversations, then you really hate to see it. Moving along, we have the game that I wanted to spotlight because I think it's a big game in college football. I think it is, being from the South, it's a game that everybody kind of stops to watch every year. And it's one that I touched on in the scoreboard, and it features two guys that I really like, two really good guys that one of them doesn't really get the recognition that he deserves, and the other one gets every bit of it that he deserves. The Red River Rivalry between Texas and Oklahoma. This one looked a little bit out of hand in the beginning, and then the tide turned and Oklahoma got a little bit of a spark. I put something together for you guys to enjoy out of this. It's not a lot, but it's pretty cool, I think. Shout out to Hooked for submitting these clips, and enjoy this.
They'll start on the ground with Brown. What's
there between him and the defense?
He's going to let one fly down the middle. He makes the catch.
congratulations, Texas, on winning that one. Um, Again, shout out to Oklahoma for making it a game. It was a lot closer than I think many people would expect, but Schmitty has definitely grown over the course of this season so far, and I'm excited, man. I'm very excited to see what he's able to do, for the rest of this season and the span of this dynasty. I'm thinking that it's only uphill from here. He's got a lot of room for growth, and I think that he can definitely do it. So moving on, we have our very first top five clips. What a play to seal that game against Texas Tech, right? With that pick six, Indiana's defense just absolutely coming up clutch. Um, that was a very special moment. I know that the Indiana user was jumping out of his seat at that point. um, I'm extremely excited for him. But as promised, we also have a new faces, same places tag, sort of. So for those of you who don't know, and I was informed of this earlier today, we are actually saying goodbye to one of our users who was very active in chat and sometimes not in the right way. UCLA broke some stat pattern violations a couple times. Was warned about it. Was suspended for it, and apparently done it again anyway. So, adios UCLA. Can't wait to see who takes his place as the 32nd user here. Tried getting a little bit of a feel for it earlier with Hooked, and he gave me one name, so we'll see if that user returns from last year. If so, I'm curious to see what team he goes to and how well he does there. Without further ado, the moment that we have all been waiting for. We are taking calls. So let me swap over and get in the booth and get some of these guys on the line. Hopefully we have some people waiting there. And we have nobody. Absolutely nobody in here. So I'm going to wait around a bit and we will see if anyone shows up. While we wait around, I'm kind of scrolling through Discord, and Tennessee and Alabama just finished up their game. And it appears that Tennessee beat Bama Uh, so I'm very curious to hopefully be able to watch that one back and see how that turned out. Um, Braxton has looked very good this season. He's beaten Texas already. Uh, and now he beats another user with the new Alabama user, which for those of you who don't know was the Mississippi State user last year. Um, so congratulations to Braxton. We also had another game earlier today with Oklahoma State and Houston. Um, I'm not really sure who took that one based off of the chat in itself. It kind of seems like Oklahoma State. That's who my money would be on, but I'm not 100% sure. FSU and Miami should be playing at some point also, although a time has not been scheduled. Colorado and Utah are planning on running Sunday. Washington and Ohio State are planning on playing also Sunday at around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then me and Texas. Texas is, I think, giving me my death rights later this evening, sometime after this show. Oh, we have a caller. I was just speaking about you. Braxton, how's it going, man?
Well, man, it's going good. I can't complain.
I see you got you another dub, huh? Congratulations on that.
Yeah, man, it was a good game. Not gonna lie, man. Gritty game. I enjoyed playing it, but it was nerve wracking at the same time.
I bet, man. You got a question, a statement, anything you want to say in particular?
I just want to say, I've been enjoying this season, and I'm looking forward to anyone who wants to compete this season. Man, we're looking to do great things.
Hey, man, the SEC has a ton of talent. There's a lot of users, a lot of really good users. You've already beaten one of the best in this conference, man. I'm curious to see what you do this season.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna speak too much on what we're gonna do. I don't want to jinx anything, but definitely looking forward to it. But I enjoy the work that you all do with the show.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate you stopping in. Feel free to hang out, talk a little bit about your Alabama game. As long as there's no other callers, we'll sit in here for I don't know, man, another 5-10 minutes or so, and see if anybody else pops in.
Okay, cool.
So what was the story of that Bama game, man? I missed it trying to get this show up and running.
So I would say the main thing. I mean, I feel like it was definitely a defensive game. Both sides weren't giving an inch on defense, and it was just tough to score. I mean, a 10-7 final. I felt like after he scored in the first half, I just felt like I was continuously trying to catch up the entire rest of the game, and every time I had opportunity, just mistakes and good defense on his part, man. But luckily, we got a score at the end, and it was just a matter of just kind of having the ball last.
10-7. Wow, that's a fun one to watch. A lot of people don't like those games, man. A lot of people they want the fireworks, they want the, you know, 48-56 type games, triple overtime, man. I'm a stickler for defense. I love defensive games. I'm definitely that's one I want to go back and watch if you guys had the VODs on for sure.
Yeah, I had the VODs on, so it should be up there on my channel. But yeah, man. And did y'all say that he just took over Alabama? Like he just claimed him recently?
Yeah, this week. So he was actually our Mississippi State user last year in 26. He was here for a couple seasons, and then he dipped out, and the old Alabama user in this league, he kind of got booted, and then this guy came back in and he took over Alabama. So I think this is his first game back as Alabama.
Oh man, for that to be his first game, I mean, I felt like he definitely was in control of the defense. So, hey man, shout out to him.
Yeah. As far as
But
I can remember from his time with Mississippi State, he was a extremely solid user. I know he gave a couple people that, kind of top of the league some fits. So yeah, I expect nothing less from him, man. I'm curious to see what he does over there in Tuscaloosa.
yeah, for sure.
Well,
But
I
I
appreciate
appreciate
you,
you
man.
talking to me.
Absolutely. Well,
All right.
we'll get on to the next caller with Indiana's head coach Signetti Reds. I know that he's tweaking to say his piece for sure. Come on, man. Let's hear it.
All right. I just got I just got something to say. I saw what everybody thought before the game even started. I started to believe it myself. Most of the league decided. They already decided I was going to lose. They didn't decide I was going to lose. They decided I was going to get blown out. They looked at the matchup, they looked at who I was playing, and they figured Indiana had no shot. To them, I was just another easy win on the schedule for one of the best players in the league. And I'm going to stress, all due respect to Reese, he's still one of the GOATs. I got nothing bad to say about Reese. This is purely about how y'all forgot who I was because of the way things ended in 26 with Notre Dame. Y'all forgot who I was because of some fluke by Missouri State. Y'all forgot who I was because of some damn regs games. Y'all forgot what really matters. And I took that personally. I went into that game with the Indiana Hoosiers. I knew nobody believed in me, and I used every bit of that doubt as fuel. While everybody else is predicting I was going to get blown out, I stayed locked in. We trusted our game, fought for every drive, every stop, every third down, turnover, capitalized on every opportunity, turned them into turnovers, and turned them into points, all when it mattered most. And while Virginia Tech was losing to Old Dominion and Boston College, while Georgia was failing to score a touchdown against Arkansas and sneaking out of Athens with a win against Oklahoma, I was reminding you who the hell I am, and I proved you wrong. We didn't just survive that matchup. No, we beat one of the best teams in the league by 2 scores in a game where most people expected me to get run off the field. We stood tall and we made a statement. That win, no, that wasn't just about the scoreboard. That was just about showing all y'all the talk, all your votes, the regs games. That means nothing when you press Charlie Becker on the wrong side of the 50-yard line. You let Lee Beebe Jr. run wide on a check down, or you test Carson Williams on a go route 3 times. I showed your reputation don't mean nothing. It doesn't win games. Your hype don't win games, and the people count me out. It don't win games. I win games, and that's why that win matters. Because I took all y'all's doubt. I carried into the game, and I turned it into proof that I belong. I turned it into proof that Indiana can line up with anybody, and the proof that if you overlook me, you're making a mistake. You're ready to laugh. You're ready to laugh if I get blown out, but instead you're talking about it. You're talking about how I took one of the best users down. I didn't do it by accident. I went out and earned it. So I suggest that all y'all put respect on my name, and I suggest you put respect on the Indiana Hoosiers. That's all I got to say about that.
Hey man, you called your shot at the beginning of the season, and it looked a little bit shaky for a while. We had that interview a couple weeks ago, man. And you did. You called your shot at the beginning of the season, said that you put Indiana against absolutely anybody in this league, and you proved the entire league wrong. 18-1, the odds. Everybody stacked against you except for Alabama. So hey, hats off to you, man. That was absolutely incredible.
Thank you, brother. We earned it. Shout out Alabama, by the way. That's the first time I'm going to say that. Probably the last time I'm going to say that.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate you stopping by. Next up, we got one goated, man. Just coming off of a little dub, I do believe. If the read is correct in the Discord chat, I'm not entirely sure who won that game, but it certainly seems like it was you that got that one at Oklahoma State.
Bro, I didn't even get on here to say nothing for real, bro. I was just listening to listening to these guys.
Well, shit, you here now? You might as well say something.
Yeah, I might as well, huh? Shit. Yeah, we actually just lost our last game to Houston
Oh,
earlier today.
did you? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got that one. He got that one.
How'd that go, man?
I mean, he was just playing good, man. Shit.
I feel you. I feel you. Reading it kind of seemed like you had took that one, man. That was wild. I was expecting it to go the other way.
I was too, but I mean, shout out to bro. He got it done.
Absolutely,
He got
man.
it done.
You have anything you want to say while you're here? Or?
Nah, bro. I literally just got on here to listen to Tennessee and Signetti Reds, and that was funny enough itself. So yeah, man.
Yeah, he's free entertainment all the time.
Yeah. That's literally why I got on here once I seen him got on here. But yeah, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm here, man. I'm here. I think me and Texas are gonna play tonight. Um, I finally got my game situation figured out again. Hopefully it stays this time. So he's gonna read me my burial rites later on this evening.
Oh, okay. You gonna get rid of them rights? All right, man. Well, I'm be watching.
Yeah, for sure. Don't watch too closely.
Nah, I'm watching. It's gonna be on the big screen tonight.
Oh man, don't do me that.
All right, bro. I'm out of here, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you stopping by. All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up for the calls. I fully expected Indiana's user to stop by and say everything that he just said. That's not a shocker at all to me. Again, shout out to him. And I thought for sure that Oklahoma State was going to win that one against Houston. And just reading the chat, I thought that he had took it. So that's a big shocker to me. Shout out Houston. Apparently that was a well-earned win. And one goated, man, he's so good. He's such a solid user. It's no secret that I haven't beaten him. Whenever we were in the Big Ten last year, I think he beat me 3 times to my 0, and none of those games were even close. So it's always a little bit of a shocker to me whenever he drops one. So moving on, we have recruiting to go through. As of week 5, we had Eddie with Georgia still at the top of the league, absolutely throwing money at everybody that he can. 2 5-stars, outstanding, 10 stars. Josh with 9 total commits, which is crazy in itself, considering that I don't think that he has played a single user game that he has been scheduled this season. I could be wrong, but it seems like the couple games that he has had on the schedule against the user, he has had to either fair sim or force loss. But he's doing his work in recruiting for sure. And then Indiana, man, I'm sure that stock just goes up even more after that game against Texas Tech. I know in game it's not going to seem like a whole lot, but out here in our universe, it's definitely worth more for sure. Because going into this, I don't know if you guys remember, but Power Rankings had Reese as number 4. So it's going to be a big drop for him and a big rise for Indiana. Well earned for sure. Then you have Michigan at 4. with 8 total, 1 5-star, 7 4s. USC, who's a very quiet user. Whenever he joined, he was kind of sending a little bit here and there, and I thought we were gonna get somebody with a lot of activity in, but it didn't really go that way. Um, he's just kind of sitting in the shadows, which is fine. I'm not calling the guy out or anything, but 7 commits, 1 5, 5 4s, and a 3. Um, Texas with 6 total, 3 and 3. LSU with 6 total, 2 and 4. Oklahoma. This is big. And look, every time that Oklahoma is going to be in the conversation for close wins, close losses, any type of recruiting stats that he is near the top of the board, I'm always going to highlight it because he's somebody that is so overlooked. He's somebody that is so counted out all the time. And it's a very common perception because of the way that last year went for him in Kentucky. Was it Kentucky? I think so. With him having to move Kentucky to the CUSA, everybody, including myself, kind of thought that Oklahoma just wasn't really the right fit. That maybe he should have taken a lower level school and just competed with Eastern Michigan for, that auto bid spot into the playoffs. But man, so far, I mean, he's not winning the games, but he's definitely holding his own. It's not like you have Oklahoma on the schedule and all of a sudden you have an easy win, So shout out to him at number 8. And look, this is just users. This is not complete in-game board. There are computer teams that are doing better at recruiting than some of these guys are. But this is the top 10 users as of week 5. And then you have UCLA, who is non-important in this conversation, and Cal at 10. And then week 6 brought us a lot of recruits from a couple different teams. So Oregon hits on 3. And some of these are really small, so it's kind of hard to make out. But you have all 4 stars, strong safety, Mike, and D tackle. So that's big for him. You can kind of see where Zach's mind is with building his team. He wants to go defense. I don't think that he's had a lot of offensive commits throughout this season so far. I know that this is the second time that we've kind of highlighted some of his guys, and I feel like the first time was also majority defensive. Miami, Austin is, again, also going defense. That mic that he has, absolutely filthy. I mean, this man is going to take somebody's head off. I think his hit power was an 88, which is crazy because just a couple days ago, Sticks and Eddie were talking about how thumpers don't really have very high hit power. I think Sticks said he hadn't seen anybody with hit power over 76, and this guy, Brian Warmack, has, I think it's like an 88 hit power to go with also like an 88 speed. So this dude's going to be atrocious. He's going to be an absolute league wrecker. Because Austin's going to do what Austin does, and he's going to build this man to be a monster. Oklahoma, 4-star receiver, hometown guy out of Oklahoma. Notre Dame, Bobby, with all defense there as well. A corner and 2 strong safeties. Is that correct? That's wild. And then Bone with 5 big additions there with 2 5s and 3 4s. You have an athlete. I don't know what his true position is. A corner, DT, receiver, and a mic. So you're just kind of all over the place with these guys. I know the way that Texas likes to play. He likes to play hard. He likes to play fast. He likes to play some real tough defense. He wants to get in your face. He wants to be physical. He wants to make you gain every inch. And these are the guys that are apparently the future of Texas for playing Texas style football. So good luck to them because cracking that lineup is always going to be tough. And then the updated rankings. Top 10 had a lot of movement, but nothing in the top 3. So you have Oregon, Michigan, Miami, and Texas all sliding up to because of the Indiana-Texas Tech game, where Texas Tech dropped from 4 all the way down to 10. And Indiana rose from 16 all the way to 9. Florida State, because of his loss, drops all the way to 8. Tennessee drops 1 just because of the massive movement with the Texas Tech and Indiana game. Louisville rises with his win over Florida State. Washington drops just because of, again, all the movement. Utah, USC stand pat. UCF drops with his loss. Alabama, the new user, rises up. So this game against Tennessee was actually his second game. It was not his first. I was mistaken whenever I said that just now. But he rises up 10 spots because it's a big win. Georgia was sitting at 17 and Alabama was sitting at 27. Getting that win over Georgia is massive, especially coming in, being your first game in. And then he's going to rise even more after this. Maybe not a meteor style rise because he did lose, but given a close game to a guy who just beat one of the best users in the league in Texas, he's definitely going to get another point or two bump out of this. Then myself staying at 18. Oklahoma State rising 1, Oklahoma rising 3, in spite of the loss, because it was a game. You made it a game. It was a big game. You showed up in a big moment. You made Bones sweat a little bit. Maybe not too much, but a little bit. 2-possession game, whereas everybody else in this league probably was expecting, just like Indiana said, an absolute blowout. But you showed up, you made it a game, you came back. So yeah, man, kudos to you. Hats off. Ole Miss stands at 21. SMU and Georgia falls hard after the loss to Alabama. A&M up 1, Clemson down 1 because of inactivity. Houston stays, but he's going to climb after this. Penn State up 1, Virginia Tech up 4, and Cal drops 7. Because of their game, because Virginia Tech beat Cal. You don't get a very big rise. You have to show a little bit more than that, I guess. But man, Cal is a very solid user. I've said it before. He was one of those guys that I picked to do really great things in this league, and I thought that by season 2 that he was going to be one of those playoff guys. And just earlier this season, I think we had him as high as 12, and how the mighty have fallen all the way down to 29. But I have all of the confidence in the world that he can turn that around, and he can be right back, top 15, top 12, maybe even top 10, especially as he starts to build that team at Berkeley a little bit higher. Colorado, Eastern Michigan, stand pat. It's going to take something special for either one of these guys to crack those 20s and teens, just simply because of the caliber of their teams. Eastern Michigan's not going to play very many users. He's just kind of going to flow with the computers, and that's kind of where he's going to live, is somewhere around 28, 32. Just depending on who's around him. And if he starts to build that team up a little bit, starts to get a couple users on the schedule, out of conference, I don't think he's gonna move to a different team. That's his team. That's his alma mater. He's just gonna kind of be content with being there. And I think I saw something earlier in the day from him saying that as of right now, he can only play on weekends anyway. Something with his scheduling. And you have to wonder if that's just kind of holding up a spot in the league for one of these list guys that could come in and could make a statement, could elevate, past just being a placeholder pretty much. And not saying that that's all he is, but he's the only one that's not in a P4 conference, if I'm not mistaken. So if he's okay with it, it is what it is. He's just, like I said, he's just going to kind of live there. In Colorado, I know the user's good, but the team is just, it leaves a lot to be desired. So we're going to wrap up. Closing thoughts, man. I'm not going based on a script today, so I'm not going to have anything too fancy, too wild, too out there, but I definitely appreciate everybody who stopped in for the calling portion of this. To everybody who continues winning your computer games, congratulations. To those of us who are still kind of struggling with the AI, it's a battle for everybody. You are not alone. Don't give up. Come in, chat, speak, be a part of the community, enjoy it. Watch these shows. If this is your first one that you're catching, go back and watch the others. I'm a little bit biased, but I can say that these are pretty great. I enjoy doing this for you guys. I enjoy doing this with you guys. If you want to be included in an interview, I would like to have a large variety of guys on this show. There's a couple guys that I still want to catch, and some that I would love to catch, but I don't think schedules will ever line up, like Ohio State. He's one of them that I really, really, really want to have on this show. He comments on every video. He likes every video. I think he's a great guy. Great user, and I would absolutely love to have him on an interview. But he's also an old man that he's in bed, around like 6:30 or something like that. I think he has his glass of milk while sitting on the front porch screaming at kids to get off his lawn or something, and then goes inside and has a great time thinking about people who made the mistake of diving in the end zone on him. Shout out to Ohio State, man. All love with the mid blitz. If ever you want to get on an interview, if we can make something happen, I would absolutely love it. You're one of those guys that you're an OG here. You are a national championship winner. Very respected, highly touted guy here. I would love to be able to hear some of the things that you have to say. So if we can make that happen, man, I would absolutely love it. Anybody else who I have not interviewed, I want to get the sticks, especially after this bad stretch of games that he's been having. I want to get to him for sure. We heard from Braxton a little bit there, but I want to get a little bit more in depth with him. Yeah, man, I'm excited. If you guys want to be included in this, even if you want to just give a quote, something to be featured, DMs are always open. I appreciate you guys making this what it is. Without you, this does not exist. I don't think that I enjoy this as much without the support and the recognition. So let's keep building this. Let's make this every bit of what it can be. Go to the videos, like, subscribe, follow. Bone has also started a TikTok page. So if you are on TikTok, go there, do the same. We have a couple things there. It's not a lot as of yet, but I appreciate the support, man. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Around the 32 with 32 teams, 32 coaches, one dynasty. This is college football our way. Thank you guys.